God darn it, I get sick and tired of breaking stuff. Big horsepower stuff is so hard on dyno parts, it's just incredible. Alright, we're back here. I'm Steve Morris, Steve Morris Engines. Remember, like, subscribe, buy some cool merch. I got the spark plug holders still here too. These things really are handy. I actually glued these down to the table or wherever I'm at, and then they put silicone on them, and they just stick there, and they just throw the spark plugs in. They're handy. But anyways, it is big horsepower stuff is so hard on dyno parts. It's just incredible. And it's just part of the game. It's probably why I'm one of the only people, if not really the only person that does the type of dyno work that we do, where we're setting up people's complete stuff on the dyno. When we put an engine on the dyno, especially the twin turbo stuff, with EFI and intercoolers and it just everything goes along with it, it is the same as putting it in your car for the first time. And then we throw it all away, or most of it away. All the stuff that we had to do to make everything work, because everybody's stuff is different all the freaking time. But that's just a little bit of whining on it. But it is really hard. Excuse me, it is really hard on parts, so I thought I'd show you what was going on. So here a while back, Kyle was dynoing one of the Lamborghini deals in this 2,500 plus horsepower range, and the cart separated. So you can see here the cart separated from the docking cart, and just pulled forward enough to let the drive shaft come out. And when the this drive shaft came out of this drive plate, let's see, I'm sorry, it came out of one of these sides, and it just wailed. Something terrible. And you all right? He's itching his ear. So anyways, and what has happened here is, and I think it did come off of this end. Anyways, it bent this. So it bent this flange. Well, I've been kind of band-aiding this thing around, and these spring-loaded plates also have problems in that they continue to have problems with them breaking. So the load comes in here, and when it's just sitting there idling, that's why you'll hear my dynos. Anybody that's here, I always explain to them, I said, when it's just sitting there idling, it's going, it's just the spring-loaded plates absorbing the harmonics of the engine at low RPMs. Okay? Well, all this stuff takes a beating. The horsepower just screws everything all up, and it was really hard on parts. So I broke this plate, and you can see here we just you'll see that we had an engine on the dyno, different engine on the dyno, and then I'm fixing and repairing it. That's what I'm going to be showing you now. I'm just kind of showing you the pre and the post side here. But I had to come in here, try to straighten everything all out, try to remachine things, get everything to stack up, back up correctly. Of course, while customers are waiting here, because did not realize that this was bent as much as it was, because we had problems with it docking and going in there nicely. So the docking wasn't lining up properly. So anyways, I'm going to show you basically how we're going to have to remachine this, get this all back together, and believe it or not, we're going to have to run it because customers here and I got to do it. We're going to run it like this. Is it out of balance? Darn right it's out of balance. Is it going to do some more damage? Not to the engine, but probably to my dyno. Is it already broke? Yes. Is it the end of the world? No. I get used to breaking stuff. There's just always something like this all the time. So, but what we're converting this one all to, this was one of the original setups I did that actually uses a 40 spline axle from Strange. And this system is good because I do like to do this, but the drive plates and everything else is a little bit hard. We'll go over here to dyno room number 2. This is what we're going to change it to, is this one. So this is a 1 3/4 inch diameter, 10 spline axle shaft. Or well, not axle shaft, it is just literally a dyno drive shaft. That's all this thing is ever doing. Going to be the drive plate is bigger, the shaft is bigger, the splines are bigger. Comes in here differently. So instead of putting the load plate here, we're putting the load plate on the engine on this dyno, and I think it's been a little bit more durable. So we're going to continue on that way with this one. So those parts I got on order coming in, so we're going to try getting that dyno fixed so we can go back into it. This dyno is cooking right along. And then it's all half and half for naught because I'm also upgrading dynos to a new billet absorber. And that's going to be some stuff you'll see down the road. I already showed the channel members the new billet absorber. But I got this new billet absorber, and I think we're going to be able to stack them. And I don't know. We've got a lot of stuff going on, but you can see how we build this thing and how you get it all machined up, and then I'll show you how I put it back together. Okay, so one of the things that I have done is way back in, must have been pretty close to 10 years ago now, I started having lots of problems with absorbers. You get real big horsepower, real big torque is what you're actually talking about. The way the old Stutzka absorbers were was it was a tapered shaft with just 2 keyways in it. Well, you get over 1,800, 2,000 foot-pounds of torque, and it had a real tendency to shear those 2 keys and spin on the tapered hub. Then it screws up your dyno drive shaft, or not dyno shaft, the internal shaft. So this shaft that I'm talking about right now, if you want to see right here, used to be a tapered spline, and you just pressed on this hub with 2 keyways. Well, this is the main shaft that holds the impellers and goes all the way through the engine. And so I came up with and had splined shafts made for here. So we have a adapter to go from this spline out to here, so we can get the drive shaft in. So this goes exactly like this. Now it is a spline deal, goes on, and if none of this stuff on the outside is bent, this thing is right spot on the money. And it's splined, so it never shears, it never has any problems like that. So once we went to this spline setup, all of that went away. The only problem I have is if these things just over time break and destroy the load plate, and even on the big one over there with the bigger shaft, I see there's a hairline crack in one of these already, so I got new plates coming for that thing. All the nature of big horsepower stuff, right? So anyways, this thing, it's a real simple deal. It just goes on the spline, bolts on, all done. Then your drive shaft hooks up to your engine, and it's still exactly the same system, just different parts on the other dyno, different spline shaft, and then this hooks up directly to your crankshaft. Like I said, we're going to put the drive plate, it's a bigger drive plate that's on that dyno over there. We're changing this one all over to that thing and have the drive plate here. And then all of this, so we can then change all of that. But I am going to, when we put the billet absorber on here, ultimately we're going to have, I believe we're going to have the billet absorbers on both dynos, get everything all converted over, and then I'm going to sell all of this good proven dyno stuff, but it's just things, you know, that we're just always trying to upgrade and always trying to improve and do stuff like that. So anyways, this is how this whole thing works, and it is the nature of the beast. One of the problems of doing big horsepower engine dynos, why a lot of the other engine builders, in fact most every other engine builder in the world, does not want to dyno 3,000, 4,000 horsepower engine dynos, because it does stuff like this, and it's so costly and so time consuming to do it. They just want to dyno stuff NA. I'm more than happy to do that, and might end up doing more of just dynoing big engines NA just to make sure the engine's okay, and then, you know, we can sort it out in the car later. So anyways, that's just a little bit of FYI. Dynos break all the time. Always a problem. The more horsepower we put at this stuff, the more they do it. So also, before I let you go, remember, on these videos, help me out if you could, because the way your algorithms work from YouTube is, as soon as we have like a video that not as many people watch, all of a sudden they stop sending out notifications. So you probably haven't even seen that I have other videos that are out there. As much as possible, to help me out, share, send the videos out, maybe other people a link, and go over to the channel and see if there's anything there that you didn't even get notified on. You think you got notified for every video I put out, but YouTube does not send them out to everybody that it even has the notifications checked. So it's a real bullcrap deal. But anyways, remember, like, subscribe, share, and make sure that you're still subscribed. If you can do a favor to me, I appreciate it. Gotta get my numbers back up there, because all of a sudden we just like drop right off here, and like to get back up there. And the only way we get back up there is you gotta be doing good, and then they help you do better. Because if you do bad, they help you do worse. It's terrible. Anyways, I'm Steve Morris. Have a great day.